So I was sitting here and I was thinking about how I got caught cheating um, with the two sisters that I was dating, um, or the two sisters that I talked about in my last video. The one that introduced us, she was cool. She played ball. I knew her father and her brother. Um, they was cool. She's not involved in the situation, but with the two sisters, the one from Teaneck and the one from the other side of my neighborhood. Yeah, I was sitting here thinking about that whole situation. Oh, and shouts out to Goods the Animal, man. Battle rapper from New York. Um, came into my job last night. I recognized him instantly, and we just started talking about the battle between him and Jay Mills that just took place maybe about a month and a half ago, which was really dope. I told him that I thought that it was very creative on both sides. I did tell him that I thought Mills was up. He was like everybody said that. You know what I'm saying? Because his first song was an actual song. It wasn't really a diss record, but we had an interesting conversation about that, and we talked about the culture and the whole Cassidy and Easy battle and how that went down. And I also let him know too that Mills used to live next door to my mother um in Hackensack, New Jersey back in like 2009, 2010. I had let him know, he used to be a neighbor to my peoples and stuff like that. And I had met him a couple times myself. Um being in Hackensack, or being at my mom's house. I'm going over there to visit her. So shouts out to both of those both of those brothers in the battle rap world, in the battle rap community. I do like battle rap. I do follow battle rap. So, um, yeah, interesting conversation. Real cool brother. But yeah, how I got caught cheating back then with those two sisters, man. I was attending Job Corps when I was dating both of them at the same time. It was kind of like my first love triangle. So I was dating both of them at the same time, and I was at Job Corps, which was in Edison, New Jersey, and back then, um, they had payphones in the dorms that you can call and talk to the residents. So, um, the phone had rang. I had got a phone call, and my man Quisan back then from Patterson, New Jersey, my man Q, he came to my room and he told me, he said, "Yo, um, phone for you. It's your girl." So I goes and I gets the phone and we start talking, and then next thing you know, the sister from my neighborhood said hello as well. They called me on a three-way call. Um, and I'm not even gonna lie to y'all, man. It completely threw me off. I'm not even gonna lie. I panicked. I freaked. So I ended up just hanging up the phone. I was young and I didn't really know how to deal with something like that, and just like, yo, damn, like what just happened? Like, what was that? So I'm in my room and I'm just processing the whole situation, like just processing the phone call. And next thing you know, the phone rings again, and I heard the phone because I had my ear to it to see if they would call back. And they did. So I gets on the phone, and the sister from T Neck is just like, so, you know, I finally met uh your other your other girlfriend. So I'm like, well, okay, yeah. And then she was, the sister from my neighbor, she was on the phone. She was like, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, well, since we here, how did y'all even meet? Like, how did this happen? So they ended up telling me how they met, and they told me that, well, the sister from uh, T Neck told me that she was in Inglewood getting her getting her nails done on Palisade Ave. It used to be a nail salon on Palisade Ave back then. So she went to that one, and she said when she went in and she looked at her and they looked at each other, she said something just told her like she just knew, and they started talking. And next thing you know, they found out that they were both dating me. So, but the thing was that is that they knew about each other. The sister from my neighborhood was okay with me having a girlfriend. She was like, "Yo, I'm cool with that as long as you keep seeing me." But the sister from Teaneck wasn't cool with it, but she kind of knew. She knew that there was somebody there as well. So, um, now I'm like, all right, you know, this is over. I didn't mess this whole thing up. So this is over. So now I'm just sitting on the phone like whatever. So the sister from Inglewood, she hangs up. She gets off the phone, and then the sister from Teaneck, she stays on the phone, and she's like, what do we do now? So I'm like, I really don't know what to do or what to say. It was totally, totally caught me off guard. Totally, just like I'd never been in this position before. So we talked more for a few minutes, and she was just like you good, just it's cool. Just come to my house on the weekend when you get back around on the weekend. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I hangs up, and I'm the whole night I'm still thrown off by what just happened. Like I just was like just in a weird space for the rest of the evening. So um when I get back to my area, I go to see her, and everything was normal. Everything was pretty much normal with the both of them. Um it was just like, man, I just didn't know how to take it because the sister from T Neck had handled it so well. Even that threw me off too, like how well she handled the situation. But everything was still normal, and things went bad a little bit later. Things went bad when she switched schools and she ended up going to school in Patterson. She ended up going to Patterson Catholic um, school, and she ended up meeting a ball player over there by the name of Marquise Webb. He was ranked in the state back then, and he was attending Rutgers. I actually watched a couple of his games on ESPN. So she was dating him once he got to Rutgers. I watched a couple of his games. So she started dating him, and that's when I learned the hard way. That's when I learned the hard way, y'all, fellas. If you get caught cheating red-handed, you might as well just keep going because it's over. Even if she say that it's not over, it is over unless you're gonna strong enough to put up with whatever comes back at you later. Because I learned the hard way again that it, when if something like that happens, if you get caught red-handed and she ends up meeting another guy that she likes later, she's got all the ammunition she needs to act on that, to see somebody else to cheat on you and stay, or just leave you completely. And my advice is never stay in a relationship with a sister that's mad that wants to stay with you. Big no no, don't do that. I learned that later on in life as I got older in my 30s. Never stay with a sister that's pissed at you and she doesn't want to leave you. Like don't do that either. So if you get caught cheating red handed, it's over. Just keep going, it's over. And the sister from Inglewood, she was cool. She like again, she was cool. She just was okay. Like as long as you keep seeing me, it's I'm cool with that. But eventually, we both got a little bit older, and then that faded off too as well. You know, um, just different ways of seeing life as we got older, and you know, things just ran its course with us. Now, funny thing about her, the sister from Inglewood from the other side of my neighborhood, is she just recently came into my job, and now she's married with two children, and it's almost like the energy never changed. Like it's almost like it was just the same way. She was like, "Hi, Rob," and then we was in the store, and it was just like, if I wasn't at work and if you didn't have these kids with you, yeah. So she actually asked for my number and we exchanged numbers again. I have her number and she has mine. But the thing is, I will never mess with a married woman. That is a big no no in the Elohim's eyes. Um, I will never mess with a married woman. That's you. The spiritual ramifications from that is pretty heavy. So I won't act on that. Even though I have her number and she has mine, I will never act on that. So she's still cute too. She's still, she's still the same. So um yeah, I just won't do that. Us both of us being older with different responsibilities and where I'm at mentally and spiritually, I wouldn't do it. But yeah. Lesson learned. It was my first love triangle. Lesson learned. Fellas, again, don't mess around with married women. And if you are in a relationship and you cheat on your girl and she catches you, it's over because it's that's gonna come back. That's gonna come back. Now, if you are strong enough and mature enough to say, "Well, I did it first or whatever," and you choose to put up with it, not if when that does happen, then that's your choice. But um, from my experience, yeah, if you get caught cheating, it's over. Let it go. Just keep it pushing. Even if she say she want to stay, like just have it in the back of your mind, like, nah, this ain't gonna last. So, unless you in a position now, unless you in a position to where you straight up tell her like, yo, this is what I'm gonna do. Like, this is what I'm gonna keep doing, and if you want to stay, then you cool. If not, then cool. You know what I'm saying? If you coming from that position, then cool. If you coming from a straight position of power, like, yo, this is what I'm going to do, and that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's either you with it or you ain't. If not, whatever you decide, I'm cool with it. If you coming from that position, then you know what I mean. You good. Then that means you won't be hurt by nothing or whatever. But if not, if you're not coming from that position, if you didn't go into the relationship that way, if you get caught cheating, it's over. Just keep it pushing. So that's how I got caught cheating in that situation, and it ended just, yeah, it was over, but I learned a lot from those situations. It helped me to mature, it helped me to understand a lot now about myself, about dating dynamics. It just helped me to learn a lot. So yeah, that's how I got caught cheating, man. So um hope everybody's okay. I hope everybody's in good spirits, man. Shouts out to those two sisters because I did love them both. Shouts out to Good, shouts out to Mills, shouts out to everybody in the battle rap community. Um yeah. Yeah, so I'm out.